Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian was a busy episode. We got a big cameo, we had some awesome action sequences, we explored the current limitations of the New Republic, and most importantly, we witnessed the setup for a seismic shift in the Mandalorian way of life, and learned that Moff Gideon is no longer in the custody of the New Republic. In this video, I want to focus on the end of the episode. I want to talk about Moff Gideon, and I want to break down the Armorer's decision to essentially hand the keys of Mandalore to Bo-Katan Kryze. Toward the end of the episode, the Armorer requests to speak with Bo-Katan, and during this meeting, she commands Bo to remove her helmet. Her motivations for making this request are unclear at first, but we quickly learn that, on the surface, this is a show of good faith. An uncomfortable but confident step forward for the Armorer, who expresses her belief in Bo-Katan's ability to reunite the divided Mandalorian people. While the rest of the Mandalorians keep their helmets on, there is no disdain, at least not from the Armorer, about Bo showing her face. Bo-Katan has walked both worlds, and she will now continue that path, honoring the ways of the covert while also being allowed to follow the Mandalorian traditions which she was raised on. In doing this, and allowing Bo's companions whom she is now set to retrieve and bring back to Navarro to do the same, both existing Mandalorian groups can follow their preferred traditions while combining with one another to maximize their strength in numbers. This appears to be a big step for the Mandalorian Armorer, who has shown a strong commitment to the way and spoken down on the mistakes of those who did not follow it in the past. But as she says, Bo-Katan saw the great mythosaur, and she believes that its existence is a sign of the dawn of a new age. Bo has proven herself time and time again in a very short time with this covert. She has shown loyalty and commitment to their kind. The Armorer recognizes Bo-Katan's skill set and her unique collection of knowledge after now operating as a leader of both factions. For now, Bo seems to have earned the trust of both the Armorer and the rest of the covert, and now they look to her as she steps to the plate and attempts to bring two worlds together once more. It is also in this episode that the Mandalorians agree with Din Djarin's proposal that they settle on Navarro alongside its other citizens, exposing themselves in a way that they have not done in a long time. The Mandalorians' willingness to change is evolving before our very eyes as new revelations are made, as the galaxy around them changes, and as figures like Grogu and Bo-Katan bring new perspectives, insights, and techniques to the table. What could prove to be the most interesting wrinkle in this situation is the revelation made at the end of Chapter 21, where we learned that Moff Gideon never made it to his trial, having been seemingly kidnapped by Mandalorians. The question is, if that is the case, which Mandalorians did this, and what were their motivations? Was it Bo-Katan's Night Owls seeking revenge for what Gideon did to their home world, or was it some other group? Could it have been one of the commando clans who supported the Empire's rule on Mandalore? The identity of these kidnappers, their intentions after capturing Moff Gideon, and their view of Bo-Katan herself at this point could stir conflict and leave Bo caught in the middle of a sticky situation. It's also possible, however, that no Mandalorians were responsible at all, and instead they are being framed by Gideon and his rescue team. And then finally, we may also want to consider that the Armorer or Bo-Katan or both of them could have hidden intentions in all of this, and we are going to see that unfold as this season draws to a close. Personally, I don't feel like that's the case. I don't believe Bo-Katan is trying to work anyone over here, and I didn't get the feeling that the Armorer was trying to do anyone wrong either. I feel like, as the Armorer says, their honest intention is to reclaim Mandalore. However, I do think that Moff Gideon's escape is going to throw a heavy wrench in the Mandalorians' progress. But what do you guys think is going to happen next? Comment your thoughts on Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the future. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support my content, please remember to drop a like to support the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, remember, the Force will be with you always.